Okay, so past couple days I have been feeling called to do a reading for the collective. Not really sure why, but I guess we are going to find out. So I am using my Angel Oracle cards. I have a bunch of guides and messages from guides. So we're going to be taking a look at these. I'm actually going to shuffle and pull from these first. And then this is one of my first decks, the Sun and Moon Tarot deck. So I'm going to pull from these first, right after I shuffle. So maybe White Eagle has something to tell you. Let's see. Odin. Okay. Any more? Come out, give us a message, speak to us. One more go. All right. Odin. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is and follow your intuition. What's more about this Odin card? I don't know too much about Odin, but I know I've heard him in plenty of movies and shows. Odin, what was Odin? He was, I want to say Greek, but I don't think that's right. That is not right. But we will definitely dive in. Luckily, I have this little booklet, and it can tell us all about the cards. Oh, shoot. The Hangman and the Four of Swords. Very interesting. All right. So with the Hangman, we're talking about letting go, letting things be, going with the flow. With the Four of Swords, I hear like exhaustion, overextending. So what is it that we need to hear here? What's the big message? With Odin's psychic insight, he's talking about opening our third eye or having it open, seeing things for what they are, and following the intuition. All right, that's it. Now let's look into Odin. Odin 86. All right, look at that. Basically turn to it. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is and follow your intuition. He's Norse. Definitely not Greek. So I knew that, though. I knew Greek was not correct. So he's a Norse all-father god who is revered to the present day. He is powerful, all-seeing, and all-knowing god. His twin flame is Freya, and like her, he has a raven totem. The story goes that he surrendered one of his eyes at a mystical spring called Mimir, so that he could gain the wisdom of the ages. He is strong but somewhat wild character who helps us reawaken our natural psychic instincts and open our third eye so we can look beyond the physical senses and into the spiritual realms. He also helps us recognize that it's okay to have insights into what's happening next. After all, we are the creators of our own path. Odin guards the Ruic alphabet too, and works closely with signs, symbols, and omens. So here's your extended message for Odin. You are being encouraged to look beyond what your physical eyes are showing you. Look within and follow your intuition or psychic visions. You may want to plan ahead at this time. It's important to keep your mind and energy focused on the best possible outcome. There will be signs and symbols from the light to tell you you are on the right path. Be aware of winged beings gracing your paths as a wink from Odin and the light keepers to say that they are honoring your work. All right. So I want a little more clarity into these two cards that are, I understand the message from Odin, but with the Hangman and the Four of Swords, can we get deeper into this and get a little clarity into what the message is for them, or basically what is the spiritual, it sounds like not a spiritual awakening, I don't want to say that, but maybe a spiritual reawakening, like we've been lost for a while spiritually, or we've went off path spiritually, and that could be the exhaustion. We went off path and things just are not feeling magical. It's not giving that spiritual feeling, and maybe that's why Odin is appearing to us to tell us, like, all right, we done wore ourselves down to exhaustion. You know, we've constantly, especially with that Hangman, we constantly have let things flow in and out. And I feel like we're kind of getting, or are already, have been stagnant. And we're not really sure which way to go from there. Especially when we're talking about spiritually. Spiritually, like, having that exhaustion, that is, I got the Sun yesterday when I did my own reading. So I feel like we're definitely on the right path. Alright, tell us more. Give us some clarity into this. Alright, Eight of Swords and Two of Wands. I do feel like you're in your head a lot. Very much in your head, in your thoughts. And especially with Odin here saying follow your intuition, it's very important to get back to that space of knowing and understanding and trusting. Trust is a big thing. Trusting yourself and your gut in order to move back into this spiritual place. So we also got the Sun, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Wands as a clarity. Let me just take a quick look. It's definitely been a battle. And I feel like it's saying something. It's definitely a big opener. I pay attention to what comes out first, what's in the middle, what's last. And the first card, the first tarot card to come out was that Hangman, kind of telling you, like, let it go, let it be, trust your intuition, trust your guide, trust God. I talk to Isis, goddess Isis, a lot, which is Horse's mother, the bird I just showed you guys, said was my guy. He is my guy. I worked with him first, and then I met his mother, Isis, spiritually, and she's changed my life, and I still talk to her to this day. But that is the symbol that she carries around a lot. It is the Ankh. I don't know if you guys can see it well, but he's hanging from the Ankh, literally suspended and totally trusting in that thing to keep him from falling down and smacking his head. So with that, I do feel like with it being the first card is telling you, like, whatever the energy is, whether you're exhausted, you're tired, you're lost, you're confused, you're depressed, anxious, whatever that negative thing is that's been honing in on you and your life and making you stagnant or slow, it's definitely time to just release. And I know that is so much easier said than done, guys. I know that. I've had this battle time and time again. It is definitely harder to actually release than it is to think about it like, hey, I know I need to just let go and I need to let God, or I know I need to let go of this thing or this person that is making me stagnant or pulling me back and making me into somebody that I'm not. We have to learn to release that. We have to learn to just easily release those things and people, because if it's not for us, it's going to leave anyway. And if it is for us, it is going to be in our lives. We need to pay attention to our gut. Get back to that place of paying attention to gut and God. And as long as you do that, whatever the negative is, whatever it is for you guys, because it could be in your career life, your love life, your spiritual life. We're definitely talking to spiritual, like spiritually here, whatever you believe in. It is very simple. The remedy, at least, is very simple. The act in doing it is not, but the remedy. The sun tells you that there is abundance. There's light at the end of the tunnel. There's, you know what I mean? Overcoming that. I don't know why this is the metaphor I just saw in my head, but like overcoming a mountain, getting to almost that peak where you're almost at the top, and you look back, you look down, and you're like, yo, I can't believe I even climbed this far and got this far. Like I'm actually about to make it over the hill. And then from there, it's a lot easier to get back down. But the sun card definitely speaks to that. There's definitely a lot in your head, especially with these swords cards. That's Aquarius, that's the air signs, so Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. I do feel like you're very much in your head about whatever's going on. And that's okay. That's not always a bad thing. With the Two of Wands as well, I feel like there's just challenges and things that you're kind of looking at and you're like, well, how do I get over this hump? How do I get through this? How do I continue? How do I trust my intuition again? How do I get back to that spiritual, that spiritual enlightenment that I was at? How do I get back there? But it's very simple. We have to just let go. Like Odin says here, trust our intuition. The Four of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, guys, it's giving intuitive. It's giving abundant, successful. You just have to put in that work. You have to put in that work. You have to, for the things that you love and you want to improve, you have to put in the love, put in the time, and put in the energy to make those roots grow, as we see here with the Eight of Pentacles. We have to make sure we're watering our garden and the things that we hold near and dear to us. And if we're true to ourselves and we're watering ourselves and we're growing and we're improving, then everything else, especially spiritually, is going to fall in line. And like I said, what's meant for us will stay. What's not is going to leave anyway. So there's no point in forcing it. But I do feel like you guys are very much in your head. So I'm going to ask, what is the energy surrounding that? Surrounding the anxiety or the depression, whatever is going on in the people's heads. Because there's definitely there's something going on that's keeping us in our heads and not in our intuition, in our gut, and our spirit. What's the energy surrounding that? Three of Pentacles and another Swords. Six of Swords. So I do feel like for a lot of people here, it's not only spiritual, it has to do with money. And I feel like not even money, your career, your life, what's going to give you the life that you want to live. That's what I feel like we're talking about. And it's definitely going to take a lot of analyzing to figure out what it is that you want to do, or try to figure out if what you're doing now for your career, your work, is actually fulfilling. Is it actually making you abundant? And I don't mean that just in money wise. I mean, obviously we want to make money, but I also mean that in a way of like, what's going to fulfill me? I can't just get up every morning, drag myself to this job that I hate, do the job that I hate, and then come back home and expect to be spiritually fulfilled. It's not going to happen. Everything in your life not needs to be perfect, but it needs to be perfect for you. What's your idea of perfect? What would make you happy and abundant? And again, what is going to keep you in alignment with God and take you on that spiritual path that you so desperately need? Swords keep popping up. We got the Ace of Swords at the bottom here. Brand new start, fresh start. I think of the aces as like number one. Like this is just the start. This is just the beginning. And there is so much. I keep hearing enlightenment, but not just enlightenment, but just fulfillment in every way possible, in your heart, in your soul, and physically, in your hands, the money that you make. This is definitely towards your career and how it affects you spiritually. So, guys, please be careful. Don't stay in your head too much. If the job is unfulfilling and just taking you down a dark path, it's definitely time to consider letting go. That hangman, guys. Letting go and letting it flow and finding the things that are meant for you. Finding the job that is meant for you. Finding the business partner that is meant for you. That's all significant here, guys. I want to see if there's any closing messages that Spirit, God, guides, our ancestors want to tell us. Because I am very intrigued here to know that, I mean, we're all going through similar things, I feel like, in different ways. We definitely are. Your fulfillment, your happiness, things that bring you joy and better your life and better, I want to say even better your personality. Like, those things are worth putting in time, work, and energy. And I know it's easier said than done, guys, but we have to find that path, that balance. Don't sacrifice yourself for money or for pleasure. It needs to fulfill you 100%. All right, closing message here for everybody. What do we need to hear? Five of Swords. Telling you guys are very much in your head, and I feel for you, because that happens, especially when we're involving money, finances, when we're involving homes and lives and family and careers. It's important. It's hard not to be in our head. We also got the Justice card. Oh my God. I'm going to stop right there and just talk about this, guys. Life, things, money, I want to say also, I lost the word. It was similar to finances, though. Those things have been so hard and so heavy on your mind. I'm going to say our mind. It's been so heavy on our mind. And it has been affecting us so much that it's bleeding into our spirituality. We have to get back right with that. I would say talk to Odin. Or if you don't believe in that, talk to your God or your guides or your ancestors. Commune with them and figure out what it is that's going to help you get out of your head and get out of that negative. What's the career path for you? Like, this is all questions, and this is all things you guys can hit me up for, and we'll get an in-depth reading for you specifically. But till then, I just want to say, guys, that it is tiring and it is exhaustion. Like, I'm just hearing exhaustion, and I know that, and that's rough. But all of this has a major purpose. We have the Justice card here, which talks about fairness, balance, things coming together as they should, whether they're good or bad. Things coming together as they should, for the highest good, and just so that karma and the cycle can pay its debt, so that we can all pay our dues, whether, like I said, whether that's good and bad. And honestly, that could be debatable, good and bad. That could be debatable, because something that you feel is bad for you, or something bad in your finances, in your career, getting fired, breaking up with somebody, losing your business partner, those things all seem bad, but it actually could just be that karmic balance, everything coming back together, and you'll see that it's going to create something or provide. I heard provide something for you that is so much bigger and better than what it is that you are going to lose or have lost. The first step, though, guys, is to get out of our heads and get back into our hearts and our souls, and commune with spirit, so that our heads aren't taking lead. They're not presiding over everything. They're following us. That is the most important thing. We need our spirit to lead us now. I know it's hard, especially nowadays. Everything is expensive. The housing prices are going up and they don't stop. Food is tremendously expensive. It's getting crazy out here, and money seems to be what is making us all keep going or making the world go round. Money is just, it seems so significant, but it's not, guys. That's material things. And we do need it to an extent. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we don't, because we do. But we also need inner, let me get the words right. We need inner calmness within our soul and the things we believe in and God and spirit. We need calmness. It is literally the opposite from the anxiety that we feel and the money that we feel we need in our career, that anxious feeling. What God is saying we need, and why Odin is here with us, is because they're saying, well, you need to step out of the physical. We know the physical is presiding over your whole life and it's taking charge, but we need you to step out of the physical stuff. Forget about the physical stuff. Step out of that and go back, find yourself and your soul. Speak with God, speak with your ancestors, and try to realign yourself. And in doing that, everything financially, career-wise, everything about money, everything that's going to keep your physical body alive and well is going to fall into place. You just have to get back with God, get back right with God, and commune with your ancestors or you know, whoever it is, whatever it is that you believe in. It's very important to get back to that. I know finances are important right now, and it's taken a lot out of us. It's taken a lot of time, energy. We have to remember to save some energy for ourselves and save some energy for God, because nothing is going to fall into place if we are not right spiritually. Well, guys, that was definitely a lot more than I thought, and a longer video than I thought I was going to make. But when God says there's a message that needs to be heard, I am going to deliver that message any means possible. But guys, if you need more in-depth or, you know, one-on-ones to kind of see your specific reading and your life's specific purpose or path, or what we're exactly looking at, you guys know you can reach out to me. I am here for you guys 100%. I am definitely going through something similar. Like, this is also not just speaking to you guys, but to me. So get your mind right, get back with God, do your prayer, do your meditation, and watch how things start to slowly change.